our world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast. We are coast-to-coast and border-to-border all over the World Wide Web, 50-plus AM, FM stations across the country and around the world as well. We've got, we're also joined today on iHeartRadio, and we have got my good friend and yours, Mr. Angel Medina, joining us as well. And so, David, go ahead and give me and Angel a brief introduction on yourself, because you are a great musician. You've been all over the planet, my friend. Tell me and Angel a little bit about yourself.
I'm David. I'm the vocalist, programmer, and producer in the alternative rock electro punk band Calling All Astronauts.
So tell me a little bit about Calling All Astronauts.
I'll say, it's very hard to put us in a genre. I'm currently do like electro punk.
Electro punk.
But we've had 2 albums, I think 11 singles, 4 EPs out. We've just finished our 3rd album, which comes out in early June. We're a 3-piece. We use a lot of electronics, but we also use guitar and bass. And we're no spring chickens, but we've all done lots of stuff before. And we just like making what we consider to be good music.
How long have you been doing this in the business? How many years?
Oof, you never ask a rock star his age.
We're not that probably far off in that age, brother.
I in the late 80s, the 3 of us were actually in a band together. We were in a sort of seminal rap metal band in the UK. And we opened for people like Faith No More and 24/7 Spyz, and played with people like Pop Will Eat Itself. And as an unsigned band, we were selling out like 2,000 capacity venues in the UK.
So you're a well-traveler musician, huh?
Yeah, and after that, Jay, when that band had run its course, Jay, the guitarist, went and formed a band called Caffeine. And Caffeine toured with Offspring, with Blink-182, with Rancid, with Newfound Glory, with the Dickies. Played like arena venues in the UK, toured with AFI as well. And Paul joined a goth band called the Marionettes, who headlined sort of goth festivals around Europe, and toured with people like the Cults and Sister Mercy and stuff. Wow. So we've all done quite a bit in the past. We've been around the block a few times, should we say? Yes.
I'm glad that we've got you with us today. We are chatting with David from Calling All Astronauts, and the new single, Give Them a Leader, is out now, and we'll play that here in just a few moments. But you basically have merged goth and electro pop into music. Tell me an Angel about this.
We don't like to just stick to one sort of genre. We like to take 3 or 4 genres and shove them all in at once. So there's a lot of sort of EDM production techniques go into our music, and then we lay down drop D guitars on it, and I do a vocal that, because I can't sing in many keys, so I find a key that I can sing in comfortably, and he goes, well, we've been very lucky on this album, and the single itself. A chap called Alan Branch, who's a good mate of Paul. Paul was in a band with him years ago, and Alan just picked up his 2nd Grammy Award last week for the last Jeff Beck album. Alan very kindly came over to our studio and helped us for free.
Wow.
Helped mix it and everything.
That's not bad. Get a Grammy Award-winning producer, just show up at your house and be like, "Hey, what can I help you with?"
Yeah. I was like little boy, because I thought the album sounded great until he started giving me tips, and he'd listen. He'd go, "Well, let's put some subharmonic on that kick there, and let's and just lots of different tricks and plugins that we should use." And it sounds fantastic now. I'm so proud of this 3rd album.
That's cool. I wish I was knowledgeable in the music business, but I'm not. So this is all new to me. So you greatly appreciate you schooling me on this.
Yes. Thank you for educating us on this, David.
Yeah, there's two types of music. That's all you need to know. There's music you like, and there's music you don't like.
Okay. So you've played, as you mentioned, you have sold out all sorts of venues. You've played with all sorts of different great musicians. What keeps you doing all this?
I love the creative process. I really enjoy starting off programming a beat that I think's a really cool beat, and then either Paul or Jay will come round and they'll put down a bass line and then a guitar line, and we just create something from nothing, and then I'll watch the rolling news for an hour and get an idea for what the latest political outrage is.
That's awesome.
Write a song about it.
That's fantastic. We have got David with us today. He joins us from the band Calling All Astronauts, and the new single is, of course, up and running. It's Give Them a Leader. And we are also joined by your friend and mine, Mr. Angel Medina, or
what?
The biggest star, the biggest star in the business. Sorry.
There you go. The biggest star in the business, the Kingpin.
The Kingpin. I was gonna say cuter than Baby Yoda, but I don't know.
My ears ain't that big. My nose is big, but my ears ain't that big.
So David, this whole thing with you guys have released a lot of music here. You've got to date, the band has released 10 singles, 6 EPs, 2 albums. You guys have had the 5 number ones on the Hype Machine's Twitter music chart. You've been featured on radio stations all over the planet. Good Lord. This is a hell of a deal.
It's not bad for 3 dodgy old blokes in London, is it? You know, we're all parents. We have so many family commitments, and you know we fit it in when we can. We're not like young kids who can just devote their whole life to it. We all. It's just a question of spending time and devoting time and your family's appreciating what you want to do and being supportive in finding you that time to do everything. It's like we took about 3 years to make this new album from when we first started off making beats. Okay, we had the Influences EP in the middle.
Yeah.
That was because I had my first child in August 17, sorry.
Yeah. Time flies by.
My wife was just shaking her head at me then in 17, and so I knew I couldn't do that much work on the album at that time with a newborn, and so we very quickly made the Influences EP, which came out I think in early 18, where we covered Smoke on the Water and did a drum and bass version of Gary Newman's Our Friends Electric and stuff.
Wow.
It was fun. It was the most ridiculous PR campaign I have ever done in my life. I thought it would be a really good idea to drop a single every 2 weeks for over an 8-week period, and so I did. I just ran a 2-week promo campaign, then started on the next 2-week promo campaign, then started on for 8 weeks. The baby was going to bed, and then I was doing like 3 and 4 hours every night, just trying to get it done, and it was phenomenal because I think I did like 40 interviews in an 8-week period as well, which was just, and some of them were really long. When you do people's magazines and that, they'll send you the interview.
Oh,
and
yeah.
20 questions, and they don't want really short, curt answers. They want you to expand on everything.
They want you to,
Yeah, and you can end up spending 4 hours doing an interview.
Go ahead, Angel. You were getting ready to say something, brother.
No, I was just going to ask David, since he's locked down like all of us in this pandemic, he must be writing a lot of music, getting a lot of the creative juices flowing since you're locked down as well, correct?
I wish I was. However,
you could have lied.
Yeah, I'm not keen on that. to be honest, I've just been doing all the promo on the new single, and then there's another single out at the end of May, and then the album drops early June, and my wife's working from home now, so I'm making lunch and that, and we have the baby to look after, and I have a few plans of things I want to do, and I will be finding some time over the next few weeks to start at least sketching it out and seeing where we can go with it. We've got a very interesting project, which is about as far as I'm willing to say on the subject, but we've got something quite interesting up our sleeves.
That's awesome.
That's good. That is awesome.
Yeah. So, tell me about your social media following, because you guys are all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, all the various places. Yeah. Who handles your social media for you?
It's all me. It's all me.
The guy is gifted.
I'm the one who's tweeted probably 300,000 times. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And dropped more C-bombs than an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I'll be honest, I think more people follow us for what we tweet than our actual music.
Your actual music.
You know, we're an underground niche band musically.
Yeah.
You know, and we're not as big as Ministry, who, you know, a very similar genre.
Yeah.
But we I don't know how many followers Al Jurgensen has, but I bet we've got more than 10 times as many followers as he has. So it has to be something else. And I think the fact that I'm happy to call out the racists and the xenophobes and the anti-Semites and the
don't take offense to that, Jiggy. I'm saying, you know. That's all Jiggy. All you just said is all him.
That's all me.
People like it that somebody with a blue tick on Twitter will actually stand up to people, stand up to the bullies, and that.
That's awesome.
And I do it on a regular basis. You know, some of my language to dismiss trolls. Yeah, it gets more retweets than when somebody dies, you know.
It gets more retweets than when someone dies. Well, you know. So, tell me about this single. We're going to play it here in just a few moments. Tell me about this.
Well, no offense to anybody who's listening, but I think the US and the UK have got the biggest imbeciles running the countries that they've ever had. And, you know, people are crying out for a leader who wants to look after the weakest in society, wants to, you know, health care for everybody, and so that nobody's starving, there's nobody homeless. Both sides of the pond, we've got a shocking homelessness problem. You know, like when we were in LA last year, I'm seeing like young indie kids homeless, whereas it used to be the vets, and I feel very sorry for the vets, and a lot of them are in that situation. It's you know, somebody struggling with PTSD and all that. It's how people end up out on the streets, and it has been a lifestyle choice for some as well who don't want to deal.
Yes.
But now you've got people who don't want to be homeless, and people who you wouldn't have expected to be homeless, college graduates and things, living on the streets.
Yes.
And you know, both sides, and people just want somebody who lead. They don't want far right. They don't want far left. Really, they want somebody.
Want somebody in the middle.
It's somewhere in the middle who's going to look after everybody, but encourage people to be aspirational at the same time. You know, they don't want to wear poverty as a badge of honor any more than they want to sit in an ivory tower and look out at people starving.
I don't know. Angel might want to sit in that ivory tower. I don't know.
Well, the only ivory thing I have is ivory soap in my bathroom. That's the only tower I have. One stack of soap. So David, I see that you're a connoisseur of the fine arts. I see a New York City skyline in the background. Since I'm from New York, I admire that painting or picture behind you.
Oh, that one. My best friend left it to me when he died.
Wow.
That's an awesome photo.
I believe it's photoshopped.
No, yeah, I mean, it's a very popular American photo.
I believe it's Photoshop.
The common man, the common working man back in the 30s or 20s, whichever.
If you to look over my other shoulder, I don't know if you can see that very well.
Wow.
Joe the Exotic right there.
That is an actual painting that my brother-in-law did.
Joe Exotic.
He's kind of like this world-famous artist.
Yes.
In his field. And when
That's
my
good.
daughter was born, he painted a tiger for her. And so we have it's funny, I was in LA, and I don't know if you know Ali G.
Yeah, I know Ali G. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
in his last TV show, he got this art dealer who he was trying to sell paintings that he'd allegedly done out of excrement. I met that art dealer.
Oh my God!
in Los Angeles.
That's awesome.
She sold Banksies and all sorts of stuff like that. And my brother-in-law's doing some outrageous sculptures. You know, they weigh like a ton and a half, and things like that. And I thought she's perfect. And then in between her giving me a card and me sort of handing it over to my sister who looks after my brother-in-law's dealings, that Ali G show comes on where he's selling his shit. And it's like, oh my God, I can't do this.
and how much was he selling it for? And what kind of shit was it? Was it human excrement or was it animal excrement?
He said he'd been in prison, and while he was in prison, he'd learned to do paintings out of excrement.
That's awesome that you got to meet that art dealer.
Yeah, I met her. I met her in the smoking area at the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood.
Yeah, the famous Roosevelt Hotel. Yeah.
Fantastic. We've stayed there a few times because we used to go to a conference that was there, and I'm still looking for Marilyn Monroe's ghost. I'm not sure it exists, but we did have that actor get us kicked out of our room there one day. What's his name, Heidi? He was him who played Patrick Bateman in.
He was Batman. Fucking.
Christian Slater. Is it Christian Slater?
I thought it was.
No.
You mean Val Kilmer?
No,
You mean Val
no,
Kilmer?
not Val Kilmer.
Which Batman you referring to?
He was the. God, it was. What the hell was his name?
Is it Christian Bale?
Christian Bale. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, Christian Bale. Okay.
He had us kicked out of our cabana.
Oh my God! So
not only did he have us kicked out. I don't know if you've seen that show, Deadliest Catch.
Yes, I've seen the show.
Crab
Yes.
fisherman from Seattle. Yeah, he had Skipper Mike and two of the other skippers also kicked out of theirs.
This is awesome. So the American Psycho himself, Batman, got you and the guys from Deadliest Catch kicked out of the hotel.
And
That is
Engelbert
awesome.
And Engelbert Humperdinck's two sons. I think they were there as well.
You've had quite the life, sir.
Yeah. Oh, because he wanted to party by the pool, and he didn't want the proles walking out of their rooms into his party.
This is amazing. So you've had that happen, and then you had a Grammy award-winning producer go like, "I'm gonna come over and produce your album for free." Fuck it.
Yeah.
You are great. That is. You got some stories, baby. You got some stories.
These are only the ones I can tell.
These are the only ones I can tell. That's awesome. Well, you are great. We are going to play that single here real quick, and thanks for joining us, my friend. This has definitely been fun. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and you're laughing all the right places.
Thank you. I appreciate it, sir. Have yourself a wonderful day. There he goes, David Brewery from the Calling All Astronauts. Hell of a deal. And we are going to play his single here on our big broadcast, coast to coast, to border to border. Yes.